Hello, everyone. This is Talk for Glory, episode 196. We are 24 hours removed off of AEW's All In. We're right now in the Monday Night Raw, but this isn't a case of AEW versus WWE. This is a case of Talk for Glory has brought you guys more. We have brought you the best matches. We have given you the star ratings. We have given you the predictions. And now Talk for Glory gives you the review. So before any of all that, I'm Nick before. This is episode 196, and I'm here to give you guys the all in review. So, as you guys probably guessed prior, or you guys are new to Talk for Lawyer, or you guys maybe thought this would be different. So, I enjoyed All In. I really did. But, and I'll say this in a positive, I truly loved 4 matches. And what I mean by that is the entire show was great, but here at Talk for Lawyer, I want to cover the big 4, if you will. And to cap us off on the big 4, let's start it off with the All Elite Wrestling American Dad Championship. And if you guys were listening in predictions, that's why I call it the American Dad Championship. I'll say it here that when I looked at that championship, all I kept hearing was "Good morning USA," blah blah blah. Like I can hear Stan getting out of bed, ready to sing the intro. But when I watched this match, Will Ospreay, whoa, actually, I'm flying. I'm flying. My bad, guys. So first we have the champion, the scumbag. Thank God, not the devil anymore. He is now the former AEW American Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, and he faces the Commonwealth Kingpin, the Aerial Assassin, the Billy Goat. If you guys don't know, here on Talk for Glory, we're always happy to say it. He is also the 2023 Talk for Glory Superstar of the Year, representing the United Empire, so crowns fucking up. It is Will Ospreay. And guys, this match was fun. I loved it. And honestly, one of the things that I loved about this was one the Assassin's Creed entrance by Will Ospreay. 2, I just loved how there was never a shadow of a doubt that Maxwell wasn't gonna try any and everything in the book. Like this was a true desperate man. And as I said, it's funny that MJF really tried any and everything for a championship. I think he actually couldn't give 2 shits about. This dude low blowed, hit with the belt. He didn't have his diamond ring, so I guess he had an alternative. But you really see how hard MJF's fighting for a title I don't think he really cares about. It's not, oh, I care about the title. It's I just want to make sure Will Ospreay doesn't get this. And what makes it even better is trying to beat him in front of all of the UK. But all of the UK were behind Ospreay, and watching that match, it also reminded me of a funny conversation between myself and Smooth, where I believe it was 2021 or like somewhere between 2021 and 2023. I showed Smooth a clip of Ospreay in the UK, and I think it was 2022, but I showed a clip of Ospreay in the UK. I believe it was like for Royal Quest, and funniest thing, I laughed at this was when Smooth asked me, "Wait, Ospreay's a heel?" And I just went, "Yeah, dude, Will Ospreay is going to be a effing heel in the UK." Sorry about that, but yeah, I remember talking to Smooth about it, going, "Yeah, Will Ospreay is going to be a heel in the UK. That's definitely going to be a thing." And that the entrance just really reminded me of that. Where do I start on some of my favorite spots? Honestly, I like that this didn't go, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, etc. I love the fact that Osprey, despite getting the green light from um Brian Danielson, says that he's still contemplating, like, do I do the driver? Do I do the driver? And I think this needs to get talked about because I used to love um this finisher, but it now needs to be confirmed or denied. What is Will Ospreay's finisher? Because I have seen a couple people kick out of the Stormbreaker, and I don't want the Stormbreaker to be a move that a lot of people kick out of because that's kind of what happened to the Os Cutter, but it happened to the Os Cutter only because we knew that okay, now Will Ospreay's new finisher is the Hidden Blade, and then people started kicking out of that, but we had the Stormbreaker, so that was like originally the one and done, but then people like Chris Jericho, um, I'm pretty sure Shingo Takagi as well, but Chris Jericho, Shingo, and now MJF have kicked out of the Stormbreaker, and and Michael Oku, and I'm also certain that like people have kicked out of the Tiger Driver, but yeah, I need Will to like have a move where like yeah, just no one's kicking out because I really did like the Stormbreaker as his like one shot insta kill, but I love how just Maxwell. I love the moonsault that MJF tries to go for, where he's just like, "I can do it too, dumbass," and then he tries to do it, and then just nope. Good. Well, he did do a moonsault, but like do it. He didn't land it basically. And on Osprey's end, I just love that this dude's just looking around at every opportunity, just going, "I think I can Os cutter off of this. I think I can do a hidden blade from this angle." And that's just like one of the funniest things to me because again, talking about Osprey's moveset, I never thought of it as you can basically do it from any position. I always thought, okay, you can only do the hidden blade with your opponent kneeling. No, you can fucking Osprey can run at you full speed. Example, his match with Danielson, his match with Speedball Mike Bailey, he can do it from the top rope. From example, from his match with Kenny Omega, he's done a hidden blade basically from the top rope. I don't think we've seen a springboard hidden blade. Hell, and the best part is, it may not be the RKO, but it can come out of nowhere. If you guys haven't seen Will Ospreay versus Ricky Knight Jr., they're within maybe 3 or 4 inches from each other. Yeah, they're probably like 3 or 4 inches away from each other, and just will wax him right in front of him, like no charge up needed. But and then MJF, I'll give him his in ring credit. This dude has a bag, and I'm hoping that we get to see more of his bag, but not too much, so we don't get tired of it or we get to be predictable. But can we also give some credit to Daniel Garcia returning? Oh man, I miss this man. Now we're gonna get the MJF and Daniel Garcia feud. Love it. At first I was always talking about, dude, you know what they need? They got to give Cool Hand and Daniel Garcia the ROH tag titles, or I'll say like give them the AEW tag team. Actually, that's another tag team, guys. Actually, spoiler, guys. The tag title match. Neither of the trios will be in the Big Four, but yeah, or just Daddy Magic can team up with one of them. But yeah, Daniel Garcia is back. Will Ospreay finally does the Tiger Driver, which, again, I I am a fan of the whole story, like the contemplating thing. Except, again, your rival is doing it, which is Shingo Takagi. Queen Naminata is doing it, and your wrestling daughter Inazumi basically did a Tiger Driver Canadian Destroyer. So it's like, dude, do the move. And then it's like when you go saying like you felt bad for what you did to Brian. It's like, dude, Brian's gonna go main event later. Like, I don't know what you're feeling bad about here. So I guess with the long term here, you just got to keep wondering. It's like, do you have to? Do you have to contemplate this? And then I guess this is my problem. Like, I guess moveset wise, when Ospreay's doing the double arms, he has to like shoot MJF to his shoulders immediately. Otherwise, like everyone's gonna think it's the Tiger Driver. But I hope that we didn't sacrifice the Stormbreaker, for the Tiger Driver. Maybe it's a one and done. But all in all, you guys saw the Talk for Glory star rating for it. This match was great. Now, what will Ospreay do? Who does he face? Oh, that's right. Because All Out is damn near 2 weeks away. Who is he facing? He's facing the Bastard, 1/3 of the new Trios champion. He's facing Pac. British excellence at its finest will be going one-on-one with each other at All Out. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe there'll be predictions. Maybe there'll be gameplay. Maybe there'll be a review. You guys will just have to follow Talk for Glory to know what's coming. Now to follow up that match, it is for the TNT Championship. In a coffin match, it is Jack Perry, defending champion, versus Darby Allin. Darby Allin, formerly undefeated in this match. And damn, this match was an ass beating. This match was a one-sided massacre, if you will. I just, like, Darby had no fighting chance. Like, yes, he got his shots in. I think Darby thought too much with his legs because this dude just dove at Jack Perry immediately. But dude, this freaking Jack Perry had a game plan. It was, I'm gonna tape up Darby. I'm gonna tie him up by his legs, and then I'm just gonna maim him. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Because what's he gonna do? Fight back? That's exactly what happened. Like, Jack Perry just basically did whatever the hell he wanted, and I think true highlight of the match was when we saw real glass instead of thumbtacks, and just, oh man, I love the crowd chanting. I love the crowd chanting "Cry Me River." I loved all the chants tonight. They were just amazing. Oh man, crazy how different All In is from last year and this year in terms of matches. Just pure amazing. This match was brutal. I was looking forward to it. When it came to Darby in a coffin match, he never disappoints. And again, he's my favorite pillar. But I had to go against him in predictions, and I'm glad I was right here. In this case, now Jack Perry, who's he gonna face? That's the tough call. Jack Perry has a number of people that would love a shot at the TNT title, but before everyone jumps the gun at the scapegoat, if you guys get mad at anything Jack Perry does or said, by all means,
go cry me a river.
Yes, guys, go cry him a river, because the scapegoat retains against Darby. And then the EVPs almost lit up Darby. They Darby had gasoline in the casket. He had gasoline poured on the coffin, on like everything. Like, we probably were about to see Darby lit up ablaze. But who was it? I can't do the voice like Tony Schiavone does, but it's Sting. He returns for hopefully the last time. Please don't pull a Rick. He saves Darby, and he just waves to the crowd. Just, all right, guys. It was good to be back. But I had the greatest retirement match, arguably of all time, and let's keep it like that. So if you guys are talking about, Darby and Sting need to do, no, they don't. Sting needs to go back home. This was a one and done favor. So with that, I also want to talk about how, all right, so now we have back the All Atlantic Championship, and we have a TNT champion. I wouldn't mind seeing in a champion versus champion, Will Ospreay versus Jack Perry. I think those two would be amazing together. So, again, guys, since I'm covering only 4 matches, you guys are probably wondering what's the third title I'm going to be covering. It is the AEW Women's World Championship. It is the movie actress herself. It is timeless Toni Storm versus the Glamour, Mariah May. And guys, perfection. True art. This match had what I wanted. It had a desperate Toni. It had a Mariah fearing for her life. It had vengeance. It had, by any means necessary. Damn, where do I start here? Freaking Mariah May was just awful to everyone. Whether you were cheering her, booing her, it didn't matter. She was awful. And Toni Storm, give her flowers. She may not have the title, but give her flowers. I loved this gimmick. I loved always saying in reviews that the TV stays black and white and Toni Storm stays AEW Women's World Champion. But I don't say that now. Now we usher in a new era that is Mariah May. Actually, for this match, I'm not even going to say like my favorite spots. I'm going to talk about the moments. So not like moves, but just oh my god. I loved how Toni Storm was seconds ready to just bash Mariah's brains out with the shoe. Because you guys know the saying, chin up, I'm not saying the other part, and watch for the shoe. You can see Mariah May begging for her life. Just going, no, please. I'm pretty sure she said I'm sorry or I love you or anything. And I think that was a moment of weakness that Mariah May just went, drop your guard. And with that, Mariah May makes Toni drop her guard, lose her title, and now we're in a new era. But before we move on with Mariah, I just want to say one time, thank you, Toni Storm. May you remain timeless. All right, guys. So we're about to hit the main event. Yes, this was a quick one. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark. I don't know how long we'll go. But I know that Monday Night Raw is in the middle of this. So maybe you can call this me going head-to-head with Monday Night Raw. But, whoops. But, you guys know what to do when it comes to Talk for Glory. I want to thank everyone that'll be listening to this. If you guys aren't interacting now, I understand. Again, Monday Night Raw's on. But if you can't listen now, maybe you'll listen later. Maybe you'll interact with Talk for Glory. And you guys might be wondering, as you guys always are, you guys might be wondering where to find Talk for Glory. You guys can follow us on the socials. Remember, guys, to follow Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG. Even though he's not here, he's always a cool guy to talk to. You guys can follow myself at Enigma_before_. There's a lot of wrestling going on, so I'm probably talking about any and everything. If there's something new that you guys want to bring to my attention, by all means. You guys can follow me on my Instagram. I tend to post a lot. You guys can follow me at Enigma_before on my Instagram. You guys can actually watch the best match at whatever pay-per-view early instead of waiting for it to be uploaded on YouTube by watching it and following me on my Twitch at Enigma_before_. Follow Smooth on his Twitch, Smooth81. I don't know when he goes live, but when he does, you guys may as well follow him. You guys can follow me on my Kick the Gaming website, guys. No, do not download the chat thing called Kick. No one uses that. At Enigma_before. And remember, guys, this predictions, reviews, gameplay may be going on YouTube, but there's a little bit of Talk for Glory everywhere. Where there's wrestling, there's Talk for Glory. So follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, wherever there's a podcast, there's Talk for Glory, guys. So just follow us. And finally, guys, it's time for the main event. It is title versus career. Is it the final countdown? Is it still someone's house? It is for the AEW World Championship, it is Swerve Strickland versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And this match was fucking heat. Guys, I don't know how he's doing this. If you guys have been long-time Top for Glory viewers, listeners, if you guys have been, you guys know that I don't cheer for Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever the hell you guys want to call him. I don't do that. I don't often choose, oh yeah, I want him to win. I want Bryan to win. I'll never say he's a shit wrestler. I'll never say that. But I will say, oh, I'm not one of his diehard fans. But I would be lying if I said throughout being in AEW, he hasn't earned my respect. I've seen this man put on bangers. I've seen this guy put people over. I've seen this guy put on one of the best technical wrestling matches. And yes, guys, even though this match and the other matches got star ratings, if you guys have read the rest of them, this Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland is a 5-star match, making this Bryan Danielson's third 5-star match with Talk for Glory. And I messaged Smooth this morning talking about, dude, I don't want to do this, but why is Bryan getting these 5 stars? And guys, it's not Cage Match. It's not Wrestling Observer. This is Talk for Glory. It's two guys just talking about wrestling, and we'll analyze, and it's whatever the fuck we feel. But if you guys have kept up with the star ratings, you'll notice we only have 3. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., New Beginning. Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay, Wrestle Dynasty. And Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland, All In. And don't get me wrong, I think it's hard for me and Swoop to come to agreement, like, oh yeah, this person deserves a 5-star. But for us to constantly go, yeah, give Bryan 5, that's fucking insane. So, little spoiler, guys. Yes, Bryan does have a case for being Talk for Glory Wrestler of the Year. He has a case. But this match had emotional story. This had a family. Oh my God. I love Swerve just being the absolute menace. He's beating up Bryan in front of his family, like front row seats. And Bryan's kids are crying. Bree's thinking, should I shield their eyes? Bryan's thinking to himself, and he's saying out loud, like, he's just, I'm sorry. And I remember hearing him say that, and I'm thinking to myself, what is he sorry for? Is he sorry that you're watching this? Are you sorry that you can't win? Are you sorry? No. I finally understand what he was sorry about. Bryan Danielson was sorry that he loves wrestling so much that his family has to watch this ass beating. Bryan Danielson was sorry that his love for wrestling comes at the price of violence. But at the same time, Bryan kicked out of multiple house calls. Bryan kicked out of, and no one's ever done this, Bryan kicked out of, I believe his finish is called Big Pressure, which it kind of looks like the One Wing Angel, no, not the finisher that Cassius Ohno had on the Indies. But I remember Bryan bleeding a mess. But I think my favorite spot, like hands down, where it was, oh yeah, Swerve can't go to TNT title, international title, whatever. Swerve is the main eventer. When Bryan hits the running knee and Swerve just bounces off the turnbuckle and he just brushes it off. Like, that is a main eventer. That is someone who you're not getting the title so easily off of. But with the love of pro wrestling and feeling sorry that his kids, his wife are watching this, and his career on the line, Bryan got the win. and he truly did deserve it. This is probably the most flowers I've given Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever the fuck you guys want to call him, ever. Before Top for Glory, early stages of Top for Glory. Right now, I don't think I've given Bryan this much credit. But god damn it, you earned it. You earned this credit from me. You've earned my respect, and most importantly, you have earned the AEW World Championship. Now we are in the era of Bryan. I'm looking forward to his first defense. I'm looking forward to the first feud. There's so much to look forward to. I'm happy that he didn't lose. I'm happy that he won in front of his family. I believe I saw somewhere on Twitter that they said, can you imagine if we lived during a time where Bryan Danielson is the AEW World Champion and Zack Sabre Jr. is the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? We're halfway there. So, Zack, finish the other half of this. And then maybe on Top for Glory, we can spitball a crazy dream match. But one more time, congratulations, Bryan Danielson, on your third 5-star with Top for Glory. And also, just as importantly, congratulations on being the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Also, I'm just going to say this now, guys. No, this is not bigger than this WrestleMania win. But with that being said, guys, I also want to thank all the future listeners. Hope you guys are enjoying Monday Night Raw. I hope you guys enjoy this listen when you get the chance to it. And most importantly, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are doing well. But walking away from this, always remember, guys, stay safe. Drop a like, drop a sub, follow the socials, and just enjoy wrestling, guys.